Swifties and Kelce Nation, welcome to the engagement era. Rumors are flying faster than a Travis Kelce touchdown, and word on the street is that the Chiefs star tight and has finally put a ring on it. Honestly, the world is not ready for this. Let's be real, Taylor and Travis have been giving us serious endgame vibes since day one. From subtly hinting at their relationship to Taylor literally shouting, "That's my man," at football games. They've made us believe in celebrity love again. Now, with engagement rumors heating up, fans are convinced that 2025 might just be the year they make it official. Looking back, the signs were always there. Travis has been calling Taylor his from the very beginning. And Taylor? She's been out here radiating happiness and love. Plus, she's met the entire Kelce family, written love songs that scream forever, and attended so many Chiefs games she might as well be an honorary player by now. Seriously, we've been getting wifey vibes from her for ages. Oh, and let's not forget the interview where Travis called himself a hopeless romantic, talking about wanting a big family. This man has been manifesting this love story since the failed friendship bracelet attempt, and now we might just be witnessing the birth of Mr. and Mrs. Kelce. But wait, where's the wedding going to be? A secret island? A dreamy European castle? Or something cozy and intimate at Taylor's Rhode Island mansion? We need answers, and we need them now. Before we start imagining possible wedding locations, let's talk about the biggest green flag that screams engagement but is being kept under wraps. In a recent interview, Travis was way too smooth when dodging a question about whether he plans to propose to Taylor during the Super Bowl halftime show. Let's be honest. When a man smiles like that and doesn't shut down the idea, he's definitely hiding something. So, here's what happened. A reporter straight up asked him if he's popping the question during halftime, and instead of denying it, Travis just grinned and kept it moving. There's no doubt about it. This man is in love, and it shows all over his face. All hard eyes all the time. When Travis talks about Taylor, it's always the sweetest little details, like how she makes him homemade Pop-Tarts or how she's such an amazing support system. He even mentioned how much she inspires him with her work ethic, saying, "I'd better hold up my end of the bargain," which honestly sounds like he knows he's dating a superstar and has to match her energy. And then there's the whole family thing. Taylor's basically become the host of all the holiday events now, and Travis is right there in the middle of it all. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, you name it, he's locked in. But even with all that, it still seems like we might be waiting a little longer before hearing any official news about an engagement. According to insider sources, Travis might have had big plans for the Super Bowl, and it's not just about winning his third straight ring. Word on the street is that the Kansas City Chiefs' loss could have messed up something even more personal, his proposal to Taylor Swift. Now, don't get me wrong, Travis didn't drop any hints. No suspicious pocket padding, no nervous energy, nothing like that. But if you really think about it, the vibes were there. The Chiefs were on the verge of making NFL history with a third consecutive Super Bowl win. That's the kind of stuff legends are made of. And what better way to top it all off than by proposing to the love of your life in the middle of all that glory? Picture it. Winning the biggest game of the year, standing on that podium with confetti falling, and then pulling out a ring. It would have been straight out of a rom-com, but the universe had other plans. Instead of a fairy tale win, the Chiefs got absolutely demolished by the Eagles, 40-22. It wasn't close. It wasn't pretty. It definitely wasn't the kind of game you want to remember with any sense of celebration. If anything, it was brutal. And for Travis, it wasn't just about losing, it was about his performance. For a guy who holds himself to insanely high standards, not playing his best on the biggest stage, that had to sting. So, when the game ended, Travis wasn't thinking about rings, at least not the kind you propose with. He looked completely drained as he made his way up to the suite where Taylor and his family were waiting. And if Travis had been planning to pop the question after a big win, yeah, that plan went straight out the window. Proposing when you're on top of the world? That makes sense. But proposing right after one of the most painful losses of your career? That's a tough one. And Taylor? She knew exactly how much this loss hurt him. According to insiders, she was beyond proud of Travis no matter the outcome, but she could see how much it weighed on him. Because let's be real, this wasn't just any loss. It was a shot at history, and it slipped right through his fingers. Now, instead of celebrating, Travis and Taylor are focused on something else: getting away. With Taylor wrapping up her record-breaking Eras tour and Travis officially done with football for the season, they finally have some time for just the two of them. And apparently, a vacation is already in the works. Just them, no distractions, no football, no stadiums filled with thousands of screaming fans. Just time to breathe, reset, and maybe, just maybe, figure out when the right moment for that proposal will be. Because let's be real, the ring is probably already sitting in a box somewhere. If the Super Bowl wasn't the moment, then something even bigger might be on the horizon. Or maybe Travis just prefers a more intimate, private moment instead of proposing in front of an entire stadium. Maybe Travis Kelce was never going to propose at the Super Bowl. Maybe that's just not his style. Sure, it would have been a cinematic moment, the confetti, the cameras, the whole world watching, but does that really sound like Travis? Think about it. He's a showman on the field, but off it? He's all about family, real moments, and genuine connections. Maybe the whole idea of getting down on one knee in front of thousands of screaming fans, cameras flashing, and commentators analyzing it like a game-winning touchdown just isn't what he wanted. Maybe he's holding out for something more personal, something that's just about them. Something only they will ever fully understand. Maybe, just maybe, Travis has been planning something way more personal this whole time. Because let's be real, proposing in the middle of all that Super Bowl chaos would have been iconic, but also totally overwhelming. It's not exactly the kind of moment where you can just take a deep breath and exist with the person you love. There's the noise, the flashing lights, and the pressure of millions of eyes on you. Instead of a quiet, emotional moment, it turns into a media frenzy. And let's not forget, Taylor Swift is one of the most famous people on the planet. Her life is already under a microscope, and if there's one thing she probably doesn't need, it's a proposal that becomes the biggest news story in the world before she even gets to process it. Maybe Travis knew that. Maybe he never wanted a big public moment. Maybe what he really wants is something just for them, a moment that's intimate, personal, and real. And now, with their schedules finally clearing up, it's the perfect time for that. Maybe it'll happen on a beach at sunset, in a cozy cabin somewhere, or even just at home with candles and music playing in the background. A moment where it's just them, where Taylor doesn't have to think about the media, and Travis doesn't have to think about football. Just love. Just them. And honestly, that sounds way better than a stadium full of screaming fans. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about putting on a show. It's about them, just Taylor and Travis, no distractions. A proposal that's about their love, not about the world watching. And if there's one thing we know about Travis Kelce, it's that when he does something, he does it right. So whenever he decides to ask Taylor to marry him, best believe it's going to be perfect. So what do you think? Should Travis have still proposed at the Super Bowl despite the loss? Or would that have been insensitive? What kind of proposal do you think suits Taylor? An intimate one? Or something more public? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss out on the hottest celebrity news, make sure to subscribe to Tea with the Stars.